Good afternoon everyone, it's Connor from Hope It Grows, and I thought I'd do a short garden tour today. So I'm not actually able to stand up for too long at the minute, but yeah, I thought I'd give you a quick tour of what's going on. So we've got a lot of pots with trees in, so there's a cherry and a plum. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of pots because we've got a sort of big patio space which obviously we can't plant in the ground. This is my brown turkey fig, which is in a pot, and this produced for me like probably about 10 really decent sized and tasty figs this year, so I'm pretty happy with that. And you can actually see if that focuses at all, there are some main crop figs on this tree. I don't think they're big enough to ripen really, but we'll wait and see for that. Then I've got my potted apple tree, and I'm really happy with this year. So sorry, this is taking ages. Right, so it's in a 30-litre pot, and you can see there are apples all over it. And the ones up here actually are the ones that are looking the best. They're really decent sized apples as well. Really nice colour. And I don't think it'll be long now. They're not quite there, they're not sort of coming off easily, but they won't be long. I don't think until they're ready. This is a lime, which was really yellow earlier on this year, but I've given it a bit of feed and it's greening up now. No fruit on it, but we did have flowers and we had tiny fruits, little sort of embryo fruits last year, so hopefully next year we'll get something on it, but we'll see. So yeah, we've got a few sort of odd plants here and there. Got a pomegranate actually here, which again, it's one of those things you buy and you're sort of like, yeah, we can grow pomegranates, and then you try and you realise that it's just not the climate. It's just some nurseries kind of capitalise on that, of people not really having a clue. So I bought this like 3 or 4 years ago. It's quite a nice sort of shrub though. So this is my mum's dogwood. And then we've got the squash, which is actually just starting to go now. So you can just see it in there. It's sort of like, we've tried to support it slightly, and it's going this really nice like greeny blue colour. So I don't think it'll be long before this is ready, because all the foliage is starting to yellow and sort of start to die back. It's like slight autumnal feelings. That's a Madeleine de saison fig. And then this was where we had our giant sunflowers, and you can see the stalk of one of them is sort of there. It's now going to be the compost heap for the rest of the year. And then this area is sort of my mum's like rockery area with like flowers and stuff. I don't really know many names of flowers, to be honest. I do really like this though, because the leaves are actually sort of fig shaped, and I like figs, but this doesn't produce figs. I don't know what this was, I can't remember. But yeah, this is my brother's sort of tool shed, workshop sort of thing. He's into mechanics and stuff. Then we have some very neglected trees back here. So the one right in the corner is a pear tree, a conference pear, which I still haven't had fruit off of, but to be fair, it's been quite neglected, as has this plum. It's an opal plum. Really tasty actually, but I mean I planted these like, it must have been 4 or 5 years ago, prior to my illness getting a lot worse, so I was able to sort of do a bit more, but I just didn't really give it the care that it needed, and watering's been a bit of an issue. It's just quite difficult in a wheelchair to sort of keep on top of things. We have an apricot here, which is early Moor Park, and it produced one very tasty apricot this year, so I'm hoping for more next year. Then we have the greenhouse, where we have the figs and citrus and lots going on in there. I've done sort of a separate video on that. It's a bit windy today, sorry about that. Yeah, some flowers, and we have a grapevine, which I'm going to do another video on because they're just starting to ripen. They're really, really tasty actually. Still slightly sharp, but I don't know what I'm going to do with all these grapes. We've got a Rouge de Bordeaux fig, which I will be replacing this autumn actually with this fig here, which is Peretta, or I think it's Long Dote. Sorry, my camera's not really. And actually, I think I've got a fig that's ripening in there, so I'm pretty happy about that. And yeah, so that's sort of that side of the garden. If I step back, you can get a bit more perspective. And the grapevine is like running all the way over there. Then we have a few different figs here. Haven't had any fruit off yet. That's a jujube, sort of fuchsia. I really, really like this fuchsia. I think it's called Hardy Snowcap or something like that. This is, I think, a geranium, which was flowering really well in the spring. Then another fig, and another fig, and then the Red Love apple, Red Love era. And these probably are not going to be too long now as well. Then here I've got some very neglected blueberries. Well, not neglected actually, it's just that we've got really hard water here, so there's a lot of calcium in our water, and so the leaves are deciding to go very yellow. So I'm going to repot these and make a note not to water them with tap water or water from the hose. Yeah, and then we've got this rose here, which is called, I think it's Emily Bronte. It's the David Austin rose, and it's really, really fragrant, and I really, really like it. So I'm going to be uppotting this in the autumn. And yeah, it usually flowers earlier on in the year, but really, really nice rose. And we've got a water butt, which, yeah, I try and use as much water from this as I can. And then we've got this sort of half barrel here, and it's got, this is Trachlospermum jasminoides, star jasmine, which has a really, really lovely scent. We've actually got black bamboo, which used to be my nan's. She passed away a long time ago, but it's from her garden, which is really nice. And then catmint, which is turning out to be one of my favourite flowers actually. It's just really like soft and easy to grow. This came from a tiny cutting in the spring this year, and it's gone crazy. So, and the bees really love it. And then yeah, that was meant to be like a herb tray. It didn't really work too well. I mean, I've got oregano, and then lavender, and then another fuchsia that's in the pot. But the snails just eat everything, like all of the herbs, they just eat all of it. So yeah. And then finally, because the garden doesn't quite stop at the doors, are all the houseplants, and I have done a separate video about all of that. But it makes a really nice sort of continuation of plants into the room. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'm sorry I can't spend longer on it, but yeah, sort of used up all my standing up. strength. And I will speak to you in the next video, and feel free to give a like and subscribe if you're interested. And yeah, I really, really appreciate it.